Wait a minute. That's not what it's like to work here. That recruiting video's just a hunk of shit.
What's up? Good morning, guys. Alright, so just trying to get a couple of things tweaked here this morning, but I think we got that settled. Alright, so what's up? Good morning, Zano. Thanks for the friend request online, and just to let you know, I did take the Golden Cat. I did create that as my Tier 3 sub um, icon, so greatly appreciate that. It is in and it's waiting approval. So it will take probably a couple of days before Twitch tells me that it's okay for us to be able to use permanently, but I don't foresee any issues with it. He sort of made Chad's cat. Okay, it's all good. So I think this morning, I think we're gonna. I saw it, dude. It was funny. I also thought it might have been the one where I like belly landed mine. So, uh, excellent job there, buddy. All right, so I need to get down and go claim my freelancer. I think I was messing around with it yesterday, and since today's going to be kind of one of those beginner days, full disclosure, I don't have until noon today, so I've maybe got about 2 hours worth of stream time. My wife is home today, and we have some plans. So we're gonna actually get a little bit of a chance to spend some time together and do some stuff. So I figured today would be a perfect day in order to be able to try and mess around with something you normally don't mess around with. Everybody wants to, but it always turns out burning them in the end. So figured that'd be probably a very good beginner tutorial is for people to see what it takes to get through trading medical supplies. Yeah, it's some kind of drip selling, Anderson, because it's, in my honest opinion, in the past it's been an absolute no-no, don't do this, but everybody has to try it. So if everybody has to try it, I might as well go ahead and just show it, and people can see what the difficulties are behind it. Besides, if I do it with a freelancer, it's not too bad. Besides, the freelancer will be kind of, tied up anyway. Um, Good morning, War Medic, and good morning, Jelly. Glad everybody's able to make it in. So I was saying first thing this morning, my wife is off today. We do have a little bit of time that we get to spend together today. So this is going to be a shorter stream, and because it's a beginner tutorial day, I think I'm just going to run medical supplies today. I'm going to show everybody the difficulties in doing so. And then I know, you know, good news is I know that she is at work all day tomorrow, which means that we may do a marathon tomorrow. I may actually try and run the game for like a 12-hour stream tomorrow. Just see what we can pull off. Haven't decided yet. It's quite possible though. Now, interesting thing happened last night. Um, Obviously, a couple of folks know yesterday. Broken at Lathe, and I did multiple full air night trips in my cat yesterday. Yeah, War Medic. I've got two of them that are full, and they're parked right now. I'm waiting on the price of Laranite to skyrocket again before I sell them. So let me claim my freelancer here so we can actually get the day rolling. Oh yeah, now, so the problem was yesterday that even though the Laranite was flowing, and I mean legitimately flowing, you can see what my AUEC looks like, because I've got like about 3 million invested in Laranite right now. Okay. Um, Alright. Freelancer. Okay, dude, stupid jackass, get out of my way. Unknown. Claim. Come on. File the claim. We might have some server lag going on. Yeah, Zeno, dude, it happens. Whenever people are trying to join the servers and stuff like that, and they're right-clicking on names and trying to get in, it happens. I'm never going to be offended by any of that stuff. Because I've done it too. Chad's done it several times over. It just happens. Alright, so we got 3 minutes there. Alright, so I'm going to do this over on Gallic. And we're going to plan our set of our attack here based upon what we are seeing. Actually, you know what? How about we do it like this? Let's go to commodities. Let's go to medical supplies. And everybody wants to do this because of the $3, you know, or the 3 AUEC limit. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to head over to Deacon's Research, and we'll figure out, once we're at Deacon's and we have a full freelancer, I think what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to go to what everybody would try, which is potentially the Lorville Central Business District, okay? Because it says that they're going to accept the most medical supplies. So Anderson, if they're not showing anything to sell, then what you need to do is go climb back on your vehicle, reset your local channel, and come back out of your vehicle immediately. Go talk to Bob, okay? Make sure that you interact and talk to Bob. And then from there, go over to the terminal, and then you should be able to see some commodities. That is a bug that I usually run into. Alright, so we know Lorville should, according to Gallic, be the best place to take it. Obviously, we could go to Area 18. So next is Levski. So we've got a few places that we can bounce around here in order to be able to try and clear out that are major cities. So I think that's going to be our target for right now. I think that's the way we're going to look at it. Alright, so less than a minute and we'll be good to go. I mean, the reality is I probably could just go ahead and take my 600i, but, you know, I want to stick with the theme of it's a beginner trade, and show people how to be able to do it if they're willing to spend a little bit extra time. Oh no, there's something you got to understand about Chad. Oh, it looked like we have a carrot coming in. I don't know what he's doing to land, but alright, that's interesting. But Chad's got a great sense of humor, guys. It's really, really hard to offend Chad. Maybe that was autopilot that kicked in on him. I don't know if you guys saw that in the background. That was kind of interesting. Freelancer is now stored. Alright, so let's go commit our giant no-no trade. Hangar 9. And, alright, okay. That's the first time I've seen that one. I've seen them standing on chairs, but that's the first time I've seen somebody just, like, getting all up in somebody else's business. Standing on somebody sitting. Eventually they're gonna fix that. So what's everybody else up to this morning? Just kind of want to keep chat really engaged here today. Leave them be, it's their life. Stand on chairs. Hey, look, if somebody else wants to stand there and you know, or sit there and let somebody else just stick their ass in his face, then that's on them. That's their life. I get it. To each their own. Some people have foot fetishes, some people have hand fetishes. You know, apparently that dude has a ass to face fetish. It's all good. Yeah, War Medic, don't take this the wrong way. I would love to be in that scenario right now. Lots and lots of recruiter calls, but nothing panning out yet. James, alright, so how can I put this? We all seem to hit little bitty brick walls, okay? And I call them little bitty, right? Crap. Let's back out of here. I'm probably bouncing off a bunch of stuff because my free look key was locked in. Give me a second. Let's get on out of here. I am not obstructing anything. I'm out of the way. If you store my ship on me, I am going to be absolutely, utterly irritated. That's not how we start the day. Alright. Anyway, let's see. So, let me get back over to that. So, James, we all seem to hit these brick walls, okay? And the brick walls tend to be something along the lines of, like mine for a long time was 2 million. And once I would get right to about the 2 million mark, something would happen and I'd lose half of it. And then it happened again at about the 4 million mark. So that really posed a big challenge. Now, what I will tell you is that you end up running into a lot of issues. So thank you for following Mahali Reese. Yeah, and I don't have my glasses on, so hopefully I said that correctly. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, dude. And James, what'll happen is you may need to change your trade routes up a little bit. So once you get a couple of trades in on a single route, trade to a different trade route. Because it's not a matter of if you're going to get a 30K, it's a matter of when. So if you do a couple of bigger trade routes, then immediately turn around and do some buffer routes in order to be able to get yourself to where you can become a steady earner in the game. Okay? After your 30K happens, by all means, go back, do another couple bigs, and then, you know, stuff like that. But the bigger point here is also never spend more than half of your funds getting getting trades goods. Okay? That's the absolute killer. That is what kills everybody in this game. We were headed to Deacons. And of course, it's not going to take our route, is it? Alright, so a micro jump it is. Gotta love it when it does that. Alright, good morning, Shylock. Glad to see you back, buddy. Well, if I was here today to sit there and truly try and make a crap ton of money, Anderson, my butt would be over there grabbing the $7.10 titanium like it was nobody's business. Again, you know, I just want to be able to go through and show people the medical supply trade and the difficulties therein, because it's one that people try and target just as much as Laranite. I didn't mean to go out like that. Eli. Deacons. Now we can set. Now we can't set. What in the hell is going on? Today, it just doesn't want to let us go, so guess what? We're going to make another jump. Jelly, I 100% agree. When everybody and their brother has a Carrack, it's a pain. So it'll be the same thing if they ever do that with a cat, right? It's just been ridiculous how many Carracks I've seen, and people are using them to do a crap ton of trading, but they're also dealing with them because they're large ships that are capable of handling a lot of damage, and unfortunately what ends up happening is you see what we run into the other day. People just end up being dicks with them. Alright, now, are you going to let me set my route? You're still not going to let me set my route. Alright, so I don't know what is up with Moby today. This shouldn't be an issue here. So we are traipsing all over the verse just in order to be able to get this trade started, which is not a good sign. Alright, give ourselves about 1 million into this one, and then we're going to go ahead and shut this one down. I think that's far enough. There we go. Now can we plot? Because we are proving we still can't plot. Boy. We're still stuck behind. Fine. We should have been clear of the system by now. Just happens to be one of those times where the stars are perfectly aligned and you can't get anywhere without going halfway across the verse somewhere else. So guys, what kind of, just, you know, I know there's a bunch of regulars here. What kind of trades have you guys been getting into and doing on your own lately? Just human food bars. I don't want to know if you really know about human food bars there, Jelly. That might concern me a little bit. Now it looks like a solid line, but it's still not going to let me do it. This is getting very frustrating very, very quickly. So we're just going to make the jump. Just follow it out. Okay, we'll wait. Not happy about it, but we'll do it. It's a funny delivery. Same with the gasping weevils. Huh. I have not heard of it yet. That may be something that we probably have to check out. It's interesting. Does it pay well? At least for a delivery? Okay. I've been a criminal once or twice, but realistically, I don't sit there and try and spend all my time doing it. Um, it'll be something that we break into soon. It will happen. Because I want to get practice escaping the prison here soon. Oh, hey look, we can now do this. It finally gave us a pathway. Really? You can chain 6 of them for 90k. That's really not too shabby. How long do they take to complete? Is that per run, or is that is it an hour and a half per run, or is it just all 6 of them in an hour and a half? Oh, nice, nice, Jelly. That's definitely a good way to earn some cash up if you need it. I mean, obviously, I'd run my prospector personally, but that's definitely a good way to earn some cash. Let's get ourselves a better angle. There we go. Boy, doesn't she look old and beat down and tired. If you do pro tem bounties, it won't let you get those deliveries. Oh, really? That may be why I've never seen them in my list. Because I usually try and get my pro tem really, really quickly, early on. Pick up 4 Crusader, then run them to Arc 18. Pick up 2 at Arc 18, run them back to Crusader. Okay. That is really, really good to know. We may have to try that sometime. You don't even get blown with loot. Hey, at 15k a pop, I can understand why you don't want to take a normal delivery anymore. You need to reset account. Okay. Alright, well, we will wait for a ship issue to happen that I absolutely have to have before I do an account reset. And then we'll probably take a look into those, because that would be an excellent thing to be part of a beginner's tutorial guide, is to try and get people to understand, you know, that you don't necessarily have to have a whole ton there, and you know, some people that don't have access to not freelancers, but you know, to prospectors and things like that, that would be a very viable option for them, especially if they're willing to risk getting a crime stat out of the whole thing. John, there isn't any money in medical supplies. I keep getting question after question after question about it, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a stream on it in order to be able to show that it is an absolute pain in the ass to make it work. Yeah, theoretically it's the best profit. Now, you can make it work if you want to bounce from place to place to place, but it's not good. Now, I'm going to say that, and something's going to be crazy on this server, and it's going to allow me to sell them all in one location, and then I'll just have to eat my words on it. But every attempt I've ever done in the past has always been garbage, and it's the same for anybody that I've talked to that has tried it. Because as Chad likes to put it on the Lucky SOB. You know what? We'll do that. Anderson, I will definitely time it. We'll start the timer the moment we have a cargo hold full. So as of right now, the initial plan... Yep, hello X. I'm just trying to go through and prove a point to beginners that are out there that keep asking me all about medical supplies, that they're not worth running, that they're shit. And again, I'm prepared to eat my words. Okay, Anderson, best way to fix that I have found. Go back to your Caterpillar, or whatever ship you're in, enter it, and as soon as the you've joined channel pops up with your ship name, then you can leave the ship again, okay? Go into the trading facility after that, and you guys know that I like to call him Bob. Go over and talk to Bob, find out how his day is going, then tell him goodbye. Then walk over to the trade terminal. When you're at the trade terminal, hit the sell, then the buy button, and then select your ship. And in most cases, that has enough to resynchronize you back to the location. So we will head on in here and get this taken care of. So, Zod Live, I don't believe I've seen you in Twitch before, but welcome to the stream. And someone started stealing my Laranite, so I called my friends. Tenfold runs on my cat, and then someone saw... Dude, if you've got friends in order to be able to pull in order to be able to pull retaliators and come back out to you, by all means, so be it. As long as you've got gunners. I mean, I've had to do it before with mine and fly back in, and I actually landed on a dude, but... And Anderson, let me know if that little process worked out for you, okay? Low gravity, love it. Just gonna slide me right on through, and I'll take it. I'm closer to the trade terminal anyway. I don't need gas. So again, guys, this whole thing here is just to prove a point that medical supplies is terrible. I am not intending to make money here. Come on, show me a freelancer. There it is. Alright, so medical supplies. Let's see. Can we fill up? Yep, we can fill up. Alright, so starting my timer. Let me go ahead and just click that bad boy on real quick. Timer. Start. Okay. So we have invested 110K onto this ship right now. And as we break for orbit, our first destination, our first stop, which will be the closest, is going to be Levski. So I think that is where we're going to head to first. Because Levski, Lorville, and Area 18, the main trade terminals in the game, are the ones that are supposed to take the most of this. So let's get ourselves to orbit. While that's happening, like I said, so we were here at Deacons, and it was actually a little bit more than this, right? But if we go and we look at our max inventories capabilities, this is what we're looking at. Lorville, Area 18, and I believe Levski had a different amount here. Why is it not showing up? 44,000. So this is the first place that we're going to head to. It's got a crappy refresh rate, but it's got a pretty good turnaround time. And then from there, we'll head over to Hurston, if we can't sell. Alright, hold on one second. Give me a second and I'll hook you up there, Zano. Looks like Alaska. Yeah, it surely is out there. And Lorville Admin and Central Business District. That is correct, Anderson. We already have it lined up. Multitasking, too early, not enough caffeine. That's just how it works out. Now, full disclosure, we are heading somewhere that is not the highest sale price on the list first. So, again, we just have to see how it works out. Laranite at 25 is an absolutely fantastic price, but it's all relational to what they sell it for. So if you can buy it for 25 and sell it for 29, then fantastic, you've got 4 UEC per share. When I checked the terminals first thing this morning, it was at 29. So I'm waiting until I see that 30 or 31 mark show up before I go in and sell my Laranite off those two cats. Um, Obviously, I'm not trying to make the crazy turnaround profit because everybody and their brother's running back and forth. And right now, if you just want to be an ass in the game, you go camp Lathan or Bezdig or Tram and Myers and just shoot anything that moves. And especially with a whole bunch of people running around with Carracks, that seems to be what's going on lately. So, and Anderson, just key, a little bit of advice. Unless you're going to make at least 200 to 250K off of that one particular run, it really is not worth it. Okay. Um, the risk of losing a 1.4 million cargo load is, to me, is not worth it if you can't sell the commodity for a good price. Because if that's the case, you might as well just go ahead and run back to, shipping gold or shipping, astatine or a couple of the others that are like that. So, you know, possibly titanium, but again, that brings you right back out there to those zones. But you'll have a lot less risk of the investment to the potential that you'll make out of it. But you do you. If you're willing to accept that risk, then all good, brother. So Zod, you're one of those guys that likes to run around and camp those locations? Just have fun with it? See, and that's the thing. Those are the primary trade routes that most people try and deal with. And they work, and they work really well. But that's why people camp them. Alright, Leo, welcome back to the stream, buddy. Glad to see you here. So again, we got a couple more people that have joined up with the stream. I tell everyone, do not run medical supplies. I am only doing it because I keep getting the question after question after question. So I figured I would do a stream in order to be able to show you what you can make and what you have to go through in order to be able to make it happen. And I'm fully prepared to eat my words if for whatever reason the server is going to allow me to complete these trades. If they're full of Laranite, I will, but I like killing the Tram and Myers campers. What, you mean you'll leave the guys that are running Laranite alone? So, and Zod, I will ask you this question because you're pretty much the first person on stream that's kind of gone through and said, openly admitted that that's kind of the gameplay that they go after, right? Because I'm a trader, okay? I like doing trades. What is it that makes you happy, makes you tick when it comes to, basically just hunting down traders in the game? People who are farming cash. I mean, I really want to know the mentality. That's why I'm asking, dude. If you go to Tram and Myers and get EMP bombed, I just bring the Eclipse and my friends bring Retaliators. Okay. Well, that's fine. But like I said, that's really what I'm trying to figure out is, you know, what do you like about hunting down people who are doing trading? Camping those spots. Oh, of course. You don't want to let me fuel. Big guns at table, here we go. Area 18, Hangar 8. Okay. Um, didn't know that. It's not like I can request Hangar 8, so... Just when the prices are high, should try and get them back down. Okay, so you're you're doing it as a interaction to the game itself, as far as trying to manipulate the markets to be more profitable. That's your thought process. Never really looked at it that way by any means. Hmm. I can't say I condone that behavior, but I can't say I could disagree with the philosophy. Alright, so let's see what we're going to get here. What is it going to allow us to do with our medical supplies? So if you look, now this place was supposed to take the third most in the game. And all I can sell is 1,000 units. So basically what? 10 UEC, or 10 SCU? Roughly. Yep. Alright. On to location number 2. And see, here's the other problem with this, when you're doing something like this. I think it was in Hangar 2. Yeah, so here's the other problem with this, is that you can do server hopping, you can do... Crap, wrong one, and I think I'm going to miss the elevator. Yep. It makes for a very boring set of trades, but the reality is you have to go location to location, which means you continuously risk your cargo to 30Ks over and over and over again. Ship is still not in this one. So where the hell did it put us? 4? It looked like it landed us in our typical number 2. Yep. So the other side of that is that, you know, guys, if you know Zod's going to be out there, you might as well hire him to be your protection. You know, he'll take down other ships for you. That's another way to look at that, as an opportunist. heading on to destination number 2. Let's now head to Central Business District, the second place that accepts the most. Alright, so as of right now, I am at 15 minutes and we have only been able to sell 10 SCU. Alright, so keep in mind, this is already busted at this point. Because by now, I could have already had my distilled spirits, processed food, and already been loading up with scrap. Sold that stuff for probably about 22K, you know, and then turned around and had scrap and been on my way back at this point. Okay. Yeah, my normal standard, just basic route so far would have already busted this wide open. Yeah, Zod, it's possible. There are a lot of different things that people can do in order to be able to make some money, and obviously, your particular, you know, what seems to be your zone, what your gameplay sounds like, is it has a lot more to do with the combat missions and things like that, which is perfectly fine, dude. That is 100% you know, accessible. Um, you know, some of us kind of like a little bit more of a chill version of it, and you know, that's where trading kind of fits into the verse. So there's no one way or another that, you know, is best or not best, because at the end of the day, you know, I've got some techniques with my caterpillars that I can easily run, you know, 3, 4, 500K an hour if I really wanted to just try and push it. But it's just not, to me, again, it's not worth it to sit there and try and bust up the trade terminals, so that I end up getting, you know, folks like you who want to see those trade commodities come with this huge profits to them, and then, you know, we'll hunt down certain areas and hunt down certain people. So it's all good. I mean, you know, hey, life is life. Play the game the way you want to play the game. Right. It's very possible, Anderson, that that's exactly what could be taking place, because it does. Make sure that's not a message that I have to take. Okay. Um, it's kind of like, you know, there were some times the other day where it's like, you know, when I stumbled onto the Laranite at the beginning, saying the other night, oh hey, Laranite is just like off the chain. I'm able to reload and, you know, this caterpillar over and over and over again, and the prices are really low. I'll tell you what, it was less than an hour later that it seemed like everybody and their brother was doing it. So, morning, Chad. According to chat this morning, it is still not fixed yet, Chad. So, it looks like it's still able to go on. I decided to go ahead and prove a point. By the way, good morning. I decided to go ahead and prove a point about these medical supplies, because I continuously get question after question after question after question about why I'm not running medical supplies because of the prices that are sitting there. I'm going to share from Trader's Profit, various trade routes, PvP. If people were actually taking the cargo, I would 100% agree with you, Leo. But as of right now, you have to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff in order to be able to get a hold of the cargo, and that's if you're in the right ship to make it happen. You explode them in space. You can find the crates that are left over from their cargo. It's just once they get piracy fully worked out, I think it's going to be a much better aspect of the game. It'll be a little bit more entertaining. And I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I wouldn't be trying it myself. Oh, and good morning, Chris. Welcome back to the stream there, buddy. And while I have everybody on, okay, um, tomorrow, obviously today I have some stuff that I'm going to be doing with my wife here, and I already said at the beginning of the stream this is going to be a shorter stream, which is why I decided to do this. But tomorrow, I am planning on the stream being one of those, she has to work, so it'll be an all-day event, guys. So um, we will be looking at probably another one of my 12-hour marathon streams. So we'll have some fun with that. Oh man, is it dark as hell coming in today. Yep. Now, tomorrow's trades will be no holds barred. Tomorrow I will be running anything and everything that I can, trying to get all 3 caterpillars up and running. We may recruit a couple of pilots to come and help. I mean, we'll see what we can do. I want to see what kind of profit that we can make and have some fun with. But it will be a long game day. I agree, because if I come out here, then I can see a little bit better, right? Obviously, I'm in an armistice zone. I'm not worried about old boys sitting out there. James. I think people should do a betting pool. I mean, I'd almost equate it to like doing football squares or something like that in this game right now. Like, maybe we can do something like that one day on stream to see. We just keep doing trades until we hit a 30K, and the squares will be, buy a square for some bits, and then after you buy a square for the bits, it'll be related to how much the funds are in the cargo that gets lost. Maybe we'll come up with some kind of fun game about it, dude. So yeah, I wouldn't have a problem killing the red dude. There's Zod, but the reality is that he's as much in an armistice zone as I am. I can't kill him. So I'm not going to sit there and BS around with him at this point. Chris, I don't know. I really don't know. Underwater gameplay. I think it could be an eventuality, but they have to really finish working out a lot of the other stuff in the game right now before they would ever probably consider that. A little less throttle. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Really? Thank you, Autoland. This was brilliant. This was brilliant and wonderful. Fantastic. That's all I can say is fantastic. Alright. Let that be a lesson to you, boys and girls. Autoland is not your best friend sometimes. Now, granted, ocean worlds would be cool, but I'd see that playing out more like Camino in Star Wars, where you'd actually have an above ground platform that maybe goes below and the windows open up to ocean life. But you know, that's kind of how I would see it playing out if they did something like that, Chris. Now, I will tell you this: if I do a 12-hour marathon tomorrow, and I do pull out the cats, and we just start running major cargo runs, and I have pilots that are with me, um, then we'll see about a couple of things. One, obviously, I'm going to give everybody a share of the profits, right? Everybody that participates. And then two, um, if we make a good sizable chunk of money by the end of the day, then I may, for the last hour or hour and a half of the stream, put together a impromptu giveaway. So again, it'll all play out to be one of those where, obviously I'll have more than plenty on Friday to be able to give away my standard cutty. But if tomorrow works out well and we don't have a whole lot of 30Ks and we make a good chunk of change, then we may do an impromptu giveaway and just pick another ship, or you know, maybe give away a dragonfly or two, something along those lines. Just something that most people don't usually tend to go out and buy for themselves. Jelly. I'd like this game before I die, so I'd give up water gameplay for that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it may still be an alpha, guys, but the reality is it's still a game. I mean, we're still exploring, we're still having fun, and we're all here because we love the game, and we love interacting with it. So, I don't know what else to say beyond that. It's a fantastic game. And even with all its quirks, either we're all masochists, and we all love to be just absolutely abused and beat up, and we love the pain, or two, we're all seeing it for what the potential is. So, Zod, I'm out of Houston, and I feel your pain there. The Australian servers are more stable in the morning, and the European servers are more stable in the evening. Um, so, generally speaking, that's kind of where I spend most of my time too. We do push in and out of the U.S. servers on occasion, when, especially when the Australian servers kind of begin to get a little bit crazy as the players get up and start getting online. Is that on the Dallas side, or is that on the Fort Worth side, Zod? Alright, bear with me, guys. Hold on a second. Chad messaged me because I need to move him. Let's see. Move to... There we go. We'll get your permissions updated soon, Chad.
I'm not worried about it.
I just needed a locked off channel so that we could be able to stream and do what we need to and pull people in when I need to pull people in from running fleets.
Well, yeah, a channel we could lock Xano out of when we need to.
I, just because he made you a perfectly blown up caterpillar. Now
Did you see that?
Yeah, what he needs to do is add like a 30K tag to it. All right.
Yeah, he sent me that last night. It was all right.
So I'm gonna check my Laranite prices. So obviously it's already down to 28.37 for sale. So I'm not selling the caterpillars worth of Laranite yet. It's just not worth it for me. All right. So medical supplies. Let's see. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna have to eat my words this morning. Because take a look. It is, for whatever reason, at this point, Central Business District is allowing me to sell all of the medical supplies.
Is it?
Yep. Which means that between the 18K that I made and this, I made about 20,000 in profit. And let me go ahead and sell those real quick. Got it. So I made 20,000 in profit, and it took 30 minutes on a Freelancer. So that's kind of really where it's at right now. Now, if I would have run directly over here, I probably would have made that in about 15 or 16 minutes. But this is not something that I have seen on a regular basis, guys. I would not advocate doing this on a very, very large scale. I got a feeling that it's just people are not running supplies, medical supplies, into Lorville right now. So if you want to, and you want to grab a ship and you want to try it out, by all means try it out. But I am still going to caution you and say that I have never seen Lorville take almost an entire load of medical supplies at this point. So
That's because everyone was running the train at Besdick last night. I'm
is
serious. It was a farm.
That's probably why. That's probably exactly why. That's probably a very good assessment there, Chad, as far as
It
why
got
this
to the
works.
point on one server, as I was jumping into aerial, there was about half dozen guys trying to play pirate.
Well, we've got one here. His name is Zod.
Which if they'd have been smart, they'd have caught you jumping out of aerial or coming into Hurston, because then you have cargo.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Either that, or you just had people that were locking it down and holding it for their friends, and that was it.
You know, that might have been a case, but the deal is, it didn't matter. Everyone could get in and fill up.
Yep.
It was.
Okay.
I went in several times because I had to do a character reset yesterday, and I lost one of the cats, the Valkyrie, and the Prospector.
Damn, dude. All right. So, Ethan, good morning. So right now, maybe it's viable at this point for short term to be able to try and run freelancers or something a little bit larger, maybe a Constellation, maybe a Freelancer Max with medical supplies. Just get them here to Lorville and get them dropped off for the short term. Because obviously you can make some money at doing it, but I guess when the titanium and laranite stop flowing, this probably is going to be a trade that gets wiped back off the map.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Mr. Bulldogs, how are you doing today? And thank you for the Tier 1 subscription, buddy. I am glad you were able to make it. So, guys, I had told you guys earlier today that this was going to be a short stream. So, again, my wife is already kind of calling me about getting back down so we can get our plans underway. But to make up for it again tomorrow is a marathon. I am going for 12 hours, guys. So, with that, I am going to go ahead and call this a stream, because what I wanted to do was, again, just check out the whole medical supply side of this stuff, And I really do appreciate everybody for sticking around. And tomorrow, be here because I want to get all of the cats out. I want to get them all involved, and I want to be able to get some major cargo runs running. Now, John, I'm not going to call it myth busted. I'm going to put it right there in that middle of probable, because I think what's happening is that you have all the Carracks, you have all these people that are running nothing but Laranite and Titanium and Diamond, and the medical supplies are not getting chipped away at like they normally do. So, we'll, you know, we'll give it another go. At least at some point in time, we'll give it another go and just verify it. Because if it is verified, then by all means, I'll be the first one to tell you, jump in on it and get going. Because that is a hell of a profit margin that you can make out of this. All right, Zod, appreciate you for the follow there, buddy. You're welcome in anytime. I will say this, please don't hunt me in the verse. I'd appreciate it. I'd rather have you as security than somebody hunting me down. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it.